So here's what happened with this hike. Tim's hammock's broke, so he's essentially out. He has no shelter.
And my truck.
And his truck is parked in a flood zone, and it has really been raining. So really concerned about that truck being down there. So here's the plan. Warren and Tim are hiking back out. They're gonna hit the highway and go up the road to Quinn Willamia. Hopefully they'll get a ride, hitch a ride somewhere. Pick up Tim or Warren's truck and my truck. Oh, I gotta give you my key. And then they're gonna drive to Tim's truck, and if it looks okay, they're gonna leave. Warren's gonna leave his truck and leave my truck, and then Warren's gonna meet me, and then Tim's gonna drop Warren off at the next shelter, which is 11 miles away. So I'm gonna leave from here and hike the 11 miles to the next shelter. So that's kind of the plan right now. It's still raining. It's supposed to rain all day. We'll just have to deal with it. Yeah. So this is goodbye to Tim. We'll catch him down the trail, and it's temporary goodbye to Warren, and he better show up. He better show up.
If not, we'll be at the lodge eating a steak dinner while you're...
Probably.
When he pulls in a few days.
All right, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's right at 9 o'clock. Getting ready to head out. Tim and Warren left a little while ago. Here's the inside of the shelter, if I didn't put it on there before. My pack is ready to go. Rain jacket. This was an awesome shelter because their storms were really bad. Heavy rain last night. Heavy winds, thunder, lightning. This is some bad storm. Has a nice picnic table out here. We never got to use it because it was wet the whole time. And good fire ring with firewood here. Black Fork Mountain Shelter. It's a 0.3, I think, off the trail up a hill. Pretty good hike up here, but for us it was definitely worth it. So a little bit nervous right now. The only thing I'm worried about the whole next 11 miles is one, making it to the next shelter, and two, crossing that creek. So I don't know what that creek is going to be like. But I waited a little while, kind of took my time. It's 9 o'clock, like I said, getting ready. The heavy rain was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then it's just kind of been a steady, slow rain. So hopefully maybe the water's down a little bit. I don't know anything about this creek. I don't remember ever seeing a video of anybody really crossing it. I saw a campsite where people were camping next to it, and it was just a small creek that was running. So it may not even have much water in it. I don't know. But I know it's at the very bottom of this valley, and that's the only thing that concerns me about it. But after that, the rest of it, the trail should be good. And it's going to be wet. It's going to be wet all day. I dealt with that yesterday, so I'm used to that. I put on my same wet clothes from yesterday. They're somewhat dry, and we're just going to battle through. So, all right, next thing you see will probably be somewhere down near that creek. All right, it's 9:15. I'm starting the trail. I just wanted to document the time. Here's what looks like. It's still raining, but it's not too bad. You see there's a lot of water running down through here. So it's going to be a challenging day. But I think that's it's to be expected. So probably at the creek, I'll get back with you. All right, first blue blaze. There's a shelter sign. There's the turn off for the shelter. I'm back on the Ouachita Trail. Headed down. This should be a pretty good downhill to the creek. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not. That's the creek. It sounds like it's running pretty fast. So this is the, I think, yeah, this was the spot that I wanted to stay at. That was an awesome camp spot, but man, it's a good thing we didn't stay here because, yeah, this is, in those storms last night, we'd probably had to move out to the road. You could get trapped right here in a big middle of a storm. The water coming from both sides. So this is what I'm facing. I can see the rocks. So it's not very deep. Yeah. Not bad. And there's the trail. Well, that was my concern for the trail. And that, I don't know, I wonder how fast that was running, you know, like last night at the height of the storms. All right, so now I should be on a up, I believe, for a long time. So I'll get back with you. Just did, been going up since the creek. Just, I don't know how long it's been since I last talked. But by far, so far, this is my favorite part of the whole entire trail. So look at this trail. Well, that's an old mile marker there. Mile marker 60. Beautiful trail today. Just, man, honestly, since I left that junction for the shelter, this is why we wanted to hike this trail right here. This is what we thought we were getting. Not the rocks, that we dealt with up into that point. This trail covered in pine needles is so much easier on your feet as opposed to walking over rocks. It's just world of difference. So I'm still going up from the creek, but there's only been one little part that was really a steep up. It wasn't very far, maybe 40 yards, 50 yards. So yeah, I'm breathing hard because I'm not in great shape, but I am coming out on top up here. So I'm in top of something. All right, I'm out. Find something else, I'll put it on here. I know I'm recording again, but I thought that this was pretty cool. Plus, I probably need to be talking because if there's a bear anywhere, he's probably in this area right here. So, this is pretty. All right. This is looks like a little camp spot. This would be a great camp spot up on this mountain. The pond, there's a pond with water maybe a quarter mile back, maybe less, probably less. I don't know, it's on gut hooks. But yeah, you could definitely set some hammocks up here. Some good tent spots. Somebody left a dead gum beer can or something. But yeah, it'd be a nice spot to camp if you're rolling around and you get up here late or something. You don't think you're gonna make the shelter the next day. Not bad. Trail continues to be awesome. The ups are long, but not straight up, so that's great. Like I'm going up right now. It's just a gradual incline so far. So, pretty nice. All right, just sitting here taking a little break to catch my breath. Still going up. All right, another camp spot up here. Coming up this mountain. Started running into some rocks, but they're not bad on the trail. I thought I was at the top of this mountain. This is a good spot to camp too. Nice tent spot, but I see that right there in front of me, and trail's going right there. And this next little part will be a good up. So, and then it's gonna be much more after that. So I'm 8.1 miles from the shelter. On a clear day, that's probably a pretty view right there. I've been climbing up and running out of water. Not out, but I just have that much water left. Yes, that is filtered and it is that color. It's just a brackish color coming off the mountain, but it's filtered. It's gonna look just like that when I filter it here. So this is where I got the water at. And there's probably a creek somewhere up here. I just don't know where. And I came across this and I'm out. So last thing I want to do is get dehydrated. So that's all I'm filtering. Is I'll fill that. If that'll fill the smart water bottle, I'll fill that up. And then that's it. So that's how I do it out here on the trail whenever there's no good river or anything to get water from. It's been raining. This is all just rain wash down the mountain. And I'm near the top, so it hasn't gone far. You can tell it's just coming right through there. Here's a pretty cool camp spot. It's on gut hooks, but to be honest, I don't know exactly which one this is. I've got my phone charging, so I can't look at gut hooks right now. I got it all wrapped up in plastic down in my bag, trying to keep it dry and charging. But yeah, you got your log. This probably wouldn't be a bad place to take a little break, but I'm gonna carry on and see if I can find another spot. Alright, it's gonna be my lunch spot. The trail is just right there, right below that tree. And this is just an outcrop of rock. And that right there is where I'm gonna sit and relax for a little while, take a break, and eat some lunch. Hopefully it will not rain. Alright, I hope that this right here is not poison ivy, because I sat down right in the middle of it. And I really don't know if it is or not. So lunch is going to be this on a walk. I don't know if that's poison ivy or not. Maybe not. I can't remember what it looks like, but I know Warren had told me there's a bunch of poison ivy out here, and he showed me some, but I can't remember if that's what it looked like or not. But it's gonna be bad news if it is. So, back on the trail. So I've been walking, climbed up, and then I've been walking along this ridge line here for the last little bit. Probably some really good views out there if I wasn't up in the clouds and rain. It's not really raining right now, but the clouds have moved in, fog. Can't see anything. It's probably a good view. I don't know how long I'm gonna walk along this ridge line. I was thinking it's gonna be for a little bit before I go down. So we'll see. So I passed miles marker 63. Let's walk along the ridge and then come up on this rock outcropping. Guess you can hear how hard I breathe when I'm going up like these. These rocks are slick. They're so wet. I think I'm 5.5 miles away from the shelter. So it's Oops. It's 140. 0.4 Warren from that rest spot I took. So campsite. Look at this tent spot. Wow. What a great tent site, huh? Right off the trail. Nice. Nice camp spot. I don't know exactly where this is at. Yeah, it's rained a little bit. All right, so a little bit ago I got a text from Warren. Tim had left his truck where we're gonna finish up hiking on this trip, and it was actually in like a floodplain. Had some warnings for flooding area. He was really worried about his truck, and rightfully so, because those storms that came through were really strong and dumped a lot of rain. So that was a contributing factor. He was really worried about that truck, besides the fact that his hammock is not repairable. And I mean, that's his sleep system and his shelter. Whole thing. He lost two in one fell swoop right there. So anyways, they got to the truck and it's fine. Ended up taking my truck and Warren's truck and dropping it off where Tim's was at. There's not supposed to be any more heavy rain like that. Might rain tonight, but not heavy. No flooding. And Warren said that he would he'd dropped the truck off and he was headed to Foran Gap shelter. I think that's the next shelter. Whichever the next shelter is that I'm going to, that's where Tim was going to drive him up to a road that's right there close. And that's 3 blazes. That's supposed to be a mile marker. Anyway, so he was going to, he should be there at the shelter by the time I get there for sure. I'm probably 5 miles away, and just about all of it's downhill. So I should be able to make decent time. But the important thing is that Tim's truck is okay, because we were seriously worried about it being washed down a river or something. Of course, I don't know where they parked, but they were overly concerned about that being in a flood area. And luckily, everything was okay. So Tim, I'm sure, will pick back up and knock this section out. Probably get Warren to come with him, and he'll knock this out, which they can do almost any time since they're retired. And then when the time is right again and I can get off, everything works out family wise, and maybe I can get back out here and we can continue on the trail. So I just wanted to give that update on Tim's truck. I think we talked about that at the shelter before they left, and everything's good. He's probably on his way back to Norman now, and so wish him a safe trip back. And then I'll be meeting Warren at the shelter here in probably, as slow as I hike, 5 hours maybe. I don't know. I hope not. Hope it's not 5 hours, but maybe just a couple hours. All right, I'm out. Okay, I wanted to film this because this is the second like boulder field. Hold on. This is the second boulder field that I've come across where the big rocks and stuff look like they've been moved out of the trail. All right, still trudging through these boulders, rocks, whatever you want to call them. You describe them however you want to describe them, and I will describe them the way I want to describe them. I say they're massive boulders that I'm going through. I don't know if you can tell how steep that is, but that's really steep. Don't want to fall. We'll see if the GoPro would pick up the noise of the water running into this rock field. I always thought that was pretty cool, hearing water running under rocks. You can't see the water, it's just, you just hear it running underneath the rocks. There's a bunch of water running right here. Little breeze feels good. Mile 66. Look at this tree. Wow, it's a big tree. That grew right there. Cool. All right, I'm 3 miles from the shelter from here. Right now, oops, 3:18. So I feel like I made pretty decent time all in all. That's not bad. Decided to get some water right here. Alright, let's see if I can find a little branch to clip this on. Let this drain. One thing I don't want to do is fall and hurt myself trying to find a branch. Rip this off. I know that ain't gonna hold it. That ain't gonna hold. That water looks a lot clearer than the other water I'd been drinking. So I was just right over there. I don't know if you can see the pine trees mixed in there. I thought that the trail was going to turn into like the first part of the trail when I was going up, where there's a lot of pine trees and just smooth sailing, but no. So essentially I was over there coming down, came around, dipped down a little bit, and then came up and then right through here. So, and then I'm going down, 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 down. There's a creek at the bottom of this. I can hear the water running. Can't see it, so I know that's what they put as a, I don't know if it's reliable or unreliable, seasonal creek, but of course it's running with all the rain we've had. So I've got to make my way all the way to the bottom and then start back up to get to the shelter, which is just off the trail, but about 2 miles is what I've got for the day. It's 4 o'clock. The last 3 miles, I'd say 3.5 maybe, has been rocks, lots of rocks. And I guess it's the backside of these mountains, and you just cannot get any hiking rhythm going because you're just especially when it's slick like this, wet. One wrong step and you can break an ankle or tear a knee up. You just have to really take your time, and it's just way slows you down. I thought I would be, you know, if the first part of the trail carried all the way over, I was making good time, but this is the way it is through parts of this. Just kind of, and see this, I don't know if you can see these little rocks. These right here. Those are the ones that you can step on wrong if you're not paying attention and just roll an ankle. That's the end of it. There's I hadn't checked to see if I have cell service out here, but I'm on the back side of this mountain. I doubt I do on the back side. So I don't know what you do. Depending on how bad it is, whether you have to use the Garmin to SOS or I don't know. But so I'm taking my time focusing on my feet to make sure that I don't roll an ankle. I've already rolled an ankle once, but it wasn't real bad. Wow. Look at this. Oh God. Whoa, that's slick. Wow. Oh. That could have been disastrous. Okay, this waterfall is just past mile marker 67. Pretty cool. Looks like I broke my hiking pole back there in that water. I slid. Didn't even notice. Oh well. Just broke that tip off. Hopefully I'll be able to use it as it is. I'll try to make do. So since that waterfall, this has kind of been what the trail's been like. Very nice. I don't know if I'm done with all those rocks or what, but yeah, this is kind of more of the way the trail's been since that waterfall. And I've only gone a little ways, 0.3 of a mile or so, but so far this last part of the down looks pretty good. See, I'm starting to get into some big trees again, some pine needles. So that's nice. Boy, that looks really slick. Huh. Cross this without falling. Looks really, really slick. Try to go right over there and up, not up that rock right there. Oh my gosh. That water feels so good. Yeah, these rocks are really slick underneath. So that's at Cedar Creek. Mile 67.7. And Foran Gap Shelter is 1.3 miles ahead. And I think this is going to be start of the up to the shelter. Here's a cool little camp spot just past that water. Yeah, I would definitely camp here. This is an awesome spot. That water's just not very far from here, and the trail is super easy. Pretty cool. Right there too. Whew. All right, so this is the creek. The stove, this gas canister is actually left up here by somebody else. I left a note to use it, so I'm gonna use it to save mine. So, have a cup and a half of water boiling. This is my little stove. This screws on top of the gas canister. And I'm going to have chili mac with beef tonight. So I'll boil a cup and a half of water. Open this up, pour it in there, mix it up, seal it up, and wait 5 to 10 minutes. And then it's ready. See the flame underneath there? You see it? set up. So he was out here yesterday. He was hanging like from these rafters and he's got wet. So today this shelter is a little bit different, and he was able to run his straps, and so he's able to sleep underneath the shelter itself inside, so he don't get rained on. And it's supposed to rain. So we got here and I didn't have any water. Warren didn't have much water, and there's no water up here. I thought there was water up here, but I misread. It's my mistake. So we had to walk 4/10 of a mile back down the trail to get water. And there's some water, and then we each got our bladders full of water. And here Warren's got the big almighty 3 liters. So we have at least 5 extra liters of water right now for tonight and tomorrow. But yeah, this is the shelter. This is where we'll be spending the night. Nice shelter. There looks like it's got a nice picnic table, fire ring out here. I don't think Warren's gonna try the fire again. He's been humiliated once. I doubt he'll. Although somebody did leave us firewood underneath there, so you never know.
Never know.
So the trail runs right down there. Is the trail, and then this is the back end of the shelter. And there's spots back here you could probably pitch a tent back here at different places. So yeah, these are the shelters. This is just like the one we stayed at last night when that big storm came in, and it was amazing. We didn't get, I mean, it held strong through that whole storm. That was a big storm. How many inches of water did that guy, or rain did that guy say we got?
He said his rain gauge got 4 inches.
4 inches last night, so we knew it's pretty big. So that's where we're at. We are about to eat dinner, finish fixing dinner, eat dinner, and just relax for a little bit and try to recover. We have another 10-mile day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's supposed to be an uphill that's supposed to be pretty steep. That's the one I hate.
Let's see. From the shelter we're in to the next shelter is called Turner Creek Gap Shelter, and it's 11.8 miles. So it's 11 miles from here to there.
11 miles. Wow. Okay. All right. So this is where I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm just gonna I have a blow up mat. I'll blow up and put on top of that mat, and then my sleeping bag, and that's it. No tent tonight because it's supposed to rain, and I don't trust. If there's just a little bit of rain, it's not a big deal, but I don't want to pack up a wet tent tomorrow and have to carry it. So next couple days are gonna be nice, and that's what we're looking for. So all right, that wraps up today's.